Well, well, well. We are here again for the newest season of the Formula Track Stars Championship. Um, you got me in the com box for this event, which seems a bit different, but yeah, it's going to be a bit different on this side of the fence, as they say. So. We'll wait and see on how this season goes, and yeah, you got me in the combox for the Formula Track Stars season, and I'll be filling in if I need to. But until then, you've got me. We are here at the US track of Watkins Glen, and while I do that, I'm going to take you over to a little bit of a quick preview to something that Mr. Luke Hayden or Lurox22 put together, and it's pretty snazzy, so we'll take you to that now. So here you've got the round one USAGP from Watkins Glen International Raceway. 5.43 kilometers over 15 corners. The drivers will be doing 46 laps. It's going to be an interesting and a pretty long one, and we'll go live now to Luke doing a bit of a hot lap here the Watkins Glen circuit. While he's doing that, so back to you very shortly. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the quick track preview there of Watkins Glen. It's a fantastic circuit, high speed, high downforce, and yeah, it's going to be a very interesting one, I think. But another one on the scale of, we have the current 2022 Formula Track Stars champion in Dan Wood. So he's come back for a bit of a cameo race here. Unfortunately, Chase or CP Motorsports hasn't found a second driver as of yet to partner O'Shea in the number 50 there. So it's going to be a bit different this year with some driver lineups and stuff. Obviously with Woodsy pulling out of the series. Also we had the likes of Speedy Tyres and Ridwan F1 as well exit the series too, because Satellite Racing has now departed the series. So we do thank Satellite for joining the series. It was a definite good one, and they took the fight to all the other teams in their series. But we'll run through the lineup here for CP Motorsports. We've got O'Shea in the number 50. We've got Woodsy or Dan Wood in the number 1. We've got Breeder, who's actually just come through from F2. So he actually got a top 3 at Road Atlanta last weekend in the Formula 2 series. So he's been signed up in the number 20 there for RoboSport Racing, which is pretty solid signing there for Robbo. And I'll find his other driver here in, I believe, what is the number 22. I do apologise for his name on track. I will try and get that sorted out. But it is Mr. Craig Harcourt in the number 22 for Robo Sport Racing. We have Ando for WTC Racing. They are the latest signing for the Trackstar series, which is pretty good. So, partnering him, we do have Wade Wanjuve. My apologies, my friend, if I did pronounce that incorrectly. He's in the other car for WTC Racing, and then over at Mash Buds, we have Nick Patasso. Will he be be one of the main contenders for this championship? We do know he is a previous championship winner, so it's going to be a bit of an interesting one to see and how he goes about it. Partnering Nick Patasso in that car, we do have Mr. Pat Trappett in the other Mash Buds Racing car in the pink. It's been a bit of a long off season for these guys. Obviously, we are starting to branch out into iRacing as well. We do have Trappett, myself, and a couple of other drivers jumping over there. We'll just let these guys set their laps as they keep going through the grid. And over at It's Racing, we have a newer signing here in Cody Blackman. He's going to be partnering John Shepherd in the 90. So Blacko's in the 14. John will be in the 95, repping the green and white colours there for It's Racing Esports. And we'll go to John now, who's just set the fastest lap at the 119.2. So he's going to be trying to take it to the championship. He fell a little bit short in the Trackstars touring cars because he was in TS2, but yeah, unfortunately we couldn't go through that one. And we have for ISA, we have Costa Rock. My apologies if I did pronounce that wrong. At his Gabans, formerly known as Gabans, in a number 55. And then we do have Calypso. He's all the way from Belgium, the fantastic Belgium driver in the number 666 ISA Esports driver entry. And the continuation for WRT as well. We do have D Old Man. With there, he's come through the ranks and he's putting in a pretty solid performance there. And I believe I need to find his other one. It will be Mr. Walker. So we've got Walker here in the 964 there for WRT. So I'll definitely be interested to see what they can do for this season. So we'll wait and see how they go. Did I miss anyone? I don't believe I did. How can I forget Mr. Jarman Dallets in the safety car? We'll catch back to him. My apologies, I am suffering from a little bit of a cold. We'll cross back to him when the race starts. So the safety car is in play for this race, for the 46 laps here. So with 5.5 minutes gone, we'll run through the grid. So we've got O'Shea in first with a 1 minute 19.054, Shepherd in second, Breeder in third. Mate, what a start for him there. We've got Blackman in fourth, Patasso fifth, Trappett sixth, Bonjuve seventh, Costa Rock eighth, Harcourt in 9, Old Man in 10, Calypso in 11, Walker in 12, Ando in 13, and an unfamiliar face down here, Dan Wood down in 14th place. That's not really where we want to see him. It's not a common place that we see the Mr. Woods, so we'll just wait and see what he sets in this lap. So he set a 144, so it looks like he's had a bit of a rough time at the moment, so we'll wait and see what he can set. But drivers are coming through now, setting some of their fastest laps. With Breeder, who's actually just gone to the top with a 1 minute 18.946. As far as I know, I have been told from Nick Patasso, the other admin, Breeder lives and breathes the SF19 cars on Gran Turismo. So don't count anybody out for this season. We are here at Watkins Glen. I do personally love this track myself. I've done a couple of endurance races on here, and it's going to be an interesting one, I think. But this was a very solid signing here for Robbo in the Robbo Sport Racing camp, because come in F2 and he just instantly set the pace and in what we were expecting, I think. So I reckon he'll definitely give it a charge there. We got Brian in here saying Trap It is really Starfish. So if it was me, I would have changed that from P Trap It to P Starfish. It had to have been. It had to have been Brian. I'm definitely with you on that one. But all I got the viewers in the chat there. Ando just set a fastest lap with a 19.997, so that's his fastest lap. Keep an eye here on Woods. Interesting to see what's going on here with Woods. So maybe he's a little bit out of tune, but it does look like he's just come into the pits, chucked a new set of shoes on for that CP Motorsports #1 there. I'll come back to him and I'll catch him on his next lap. So. This corner here is definitely one where we may see some drivers start to slide out when they're on the harder compounds. So it's an off-camber corner, tempted to get on there than the marbles, which is, you know, something that's happened. But there's also critical that you may get a half-second penalty on that final corner there. So we'll keep an eye here on Woods here for this lap. I'll jump on board. And we'll wait and see what he's got with just on a minute 10 to go. I'm curious to see if Woods will actually be able to set a lap here. So this is going to be very interesting. So that was Woods' preparation lap there. So we'll wait and see what he's got here. Sitting at 24.010. He's used all his, he's saved all his overtake and he's on for a quick lap here. So we'll wait and see what he's got in board. That #1. He does have a lot of good history in this car. So we'll wait and see. He wouldn't be #1 if he didn't. So we'll just stay on board for this lap and see what he can go here through sector 1. 1.1 fast. It's not purple, but he's not out of it yet. Stayed flat through there. Wow, that's amazing. That's an amazing scene. Oh, I can't run too wide there, otherwise you will get a half-a-second penalty. Keep an eye on him here through the second sector split. .99 fast. This is interesting. He's going to go to about 5th here. Wait and see as he comes here through turn 15. What he's going to be looking at. 14, don't run too wide there. 16, 17, 18. Oh, P3. Nice lap there from the 2022 Trackstars Series champion there in the #1 CP Motorsports car. And exactly what you said, Jarman. Exactly what you said. He saved his overtake. Ran out there, got rid of all the cobwebs. You know, he has been off the game for a little bit. And he's put that car on P3 there, right in front of his mate there in Shepherd. So it's going to be an interesting one. And then you've got the two Mash Spuds racing cars behind him. So you've got a Robo Sport on in first on pole. So solid work there from Prix getting his first pole position in his first outing there in main series. So good work, mate. And then you got the CP Motorsports cars in P2 and P3. So I wonder if this will go to O'Shea's hand here, in regards to how it will set. So yeah, we've got Breeder on pole, O'Shea in second, Wood in third, Shepherd in fourth, Trappert in fifth, Patasso in sixth, Blackman in seventh, Ando in eight, Costa Rock in nine, Von Juve in 10, Harcourt in 11, Nightwalker in 12th, Old Man in 13th, Calypso in 14th, and Mr. Darlitz rounding out the grid in the safety car. So we'll go live here for the race start of round one of the Track Stars racing, and for the next 46 laps, drivers do have a mandatory tyre, which is hard or mediums. They must use those for a minimum of 12 laps in one stint. So they cannot split it into, say, 6 and 6 or 8 and 4. They do have to use them in one stint. So we will. I'll run through the grid after we get the start underway. So there is a false start here. We'll wait for the lights to go on. Lights out, green flag, or we've just called a red flag from here. I do have to call a red flag here. So it's a bit unfortunate there. I'm not too sure what happened, but I'll be sure to get some updates from Patasso on what's happened here. Not really sure. Here he is, Mr. Dallitz in the safety car. Brand new colours on the safety car there. We are staying with the Nissan GTR. So in the meantime, I will be in a short break, and I'll be back very, very shortly. Alright, we are back. My apologies for that. We had a bit of a technical issue on my end. I'm a bit rusty on this side of things, so we'll now we will actually go for the race start. So grid is set for round one of the Formula Track Stars series for 2023. The question is, where will that number one go for 2023? But until then, we have a Robo Sport racing car on pole position, so we'll wait and see what happens here. Just wait for the lights to come on. Lights out, and away we are here for round one of the Formula Track Stars 2023 Championship. We have Pitasso, Wood, and John going. Where's John? Dropped to his. Shepherd's dropped all the way down here to fifth. He was challenging Pitasso and Wood there for the second place going into turn one. But the interesting thing is Pitasso's opted for the soft tyre here, so he's definitely going for an alternate strategy. We'll bounce back here. We've got people going 3 wide into the chicane here. Oh. Very, very scratchy here through the first sector here for the boys at the back. Settle down, boys. It's only round one. Go back up to the front here. Oh, we got Pitasso with a half-second penalty, so that'll put Trappett up into third, which is very interesting. So he's just pulled off the racing line there. The question is, will Shepherd get that position as well? He's on the medium tyre. Pitasso is on the soft. I'll run through the grid and see if there's anyone else on the soft. No, there's no one else on the soft tyre except for the safety car. Go on, Jarman. Look you at the back. Good work, mate. But we've got Breeder here with an early lead of 2.8 seconds. That's an outstanding start there from Breeder. So you can't use overtaking the lead at all. So the question is, wonder what he'll be doing in regards to how he's going to sort this out, because there can't be any fuel taken at the slot, which is against the regulations, and if there is, you will get penalised. So he's gapped Woodsy here by 3.2, but as I said, Woodsy is on the hard compound, Breeder is on the medium, so does have a bit of a hot compound benefit there. But the thing is, it's a 46 lap race. I'm not too sure how long those tyres will last there. Woodsy taking a little bit close for comfort. Oh, Shepherd up the inside here at Pitasso. Oh, Woodsy, what's happened here to Wood? Woods has got damage. He's got front aero damage. So he's run wide there at the corner, at the turn after the chicane. So that's, bus stop. So that's definitely interesting, and probably not what Woods will want this early on in the race, but I wonder if this may change his strategy up a little bit. So he'll come into the pits obviously, because you can't look how much time he's lost. He's gone from third all the way down to 7th, and he's about to lose a couple more positions. So I think he'll be opting for a bit of an alternate strategy here. The question is, what tyres will he go into? I'm not too sure, and we'll keep an eye on that. But we'll jump back to the start here. Breeder setting a 21.8 here for his first lap. Out in front by 4.2 seconds to Pitasso. So those softs are starting to wear quite a bit on that number 32 Mash Spuds racing car. So, but we've got Trappett and Shepherd hunting him down. Shepherd's on the mediums, Trappett's on the mediums, and Pitasso's on the hard. So your first 4 of your top 5 cars are all on the medium tyre, which is very interesting. But they've also got a tailwind going into the bus stop, so that's going to be causing them havoc with the braking zones and stuff like that. So maybe that's what caught Woodsy out on the start. But if my audio is a little bit up and down, let me know, and I'll adjust it. But it seems like it's going well. But O'Shea as well has dropped down to 5th. So what started from 2nd and 3rd, they've dropped down to 5th, and off one Woodsy down here in 14th. Apologies. He's not changed tyres. That's interesting. So Maybe he's looking for the one stopper. See how long he can make those hards last. He's 31 seconds off the lead, but we'll wait and see what happens there with the safety car in the pits. I'll wait and see what happens if that safety car does get used, but Breeder here is out to 3.2, so Spud looks to be pulling some time back, but those tyres are wearing awfully quick. I'll jump on here for a bit of an onboard with Breeder, give him a bit of track time. We are starting to see some internationals as well starting to come into the series, which is good, which is very good to see. So it's nice to see that one of Australia's esports leagues, you know, we're not the biggest, but we are definitely trying to see what we can do. So, oh, he runs really deep there into turn 12, so that's very probably not what he wanted, because he's got Patasso hot in his heels, hunting him down. Patasso there sitting at 1 minute 20.7, so runs really wide there into one. That's a common thing that may happen in these cars at this track. So just wait for that those times to come down. But the other thing is that wind direction's completely changed. It's gone from a tailwind into the bus stop to now a crosswind, nearly a headwind. So drivers will really need to be watching for that, and how that's going to play havoc for them for later in the race. Thank you, Mr. Venti. These onboard shots are immaculate. Made the camera work here from Kaz with the new onboard shot for the Halo cam. Is definitely a one. And for any viewers out there, we are running a livery competition to be the feature car in the pre-race preview of each week. So the info is on our Discord. Head to the Discord, jump in the announcements channel, have a look at the post that I put up there, and submit your entries. And if you're lucky, you might be able to get a car featured on the track previews. So you've got until the next round of the Formula Track Stars, which is the 26th of February. So we would like entries in by roughly about the 23rd or 24th, just because we've got some behind the scenes stuff that we need to do. But until then, you do have a bit of time to get a little bit of a livery up, made up and submitted there, so we can submit some interesting footage here that will be done by myself and Lurox, Luke Hayden. So he'll be doing the main putting together, and then I'll just be I'll be getting the footage. So we'd like to turn it up this year for Track Stars. So just running through the field. We'll keep an eye on Wood. So he's at 37 seconds. Oh, we got Blacko. So we got Blackman in the pits now as well. He's gone off the mediums onto the soft. So I think he may have got a bit of damage here. So maybe he might be saying, nope, my mediums are gone. Get me on the softs. I'll run the softs through the mid part of the stint, and then I'll run the hards again for my 12 laps at the end. So that'll definitely be an interesting one to see on what happens there. But the other thing is as well, any lap under safety car does count. And yeah, no, not Blacko jumping. That's definitely not something that we want. Obviously, very unfortunate there for his new team. It is a new signing for us at It's Racing. He's come on board for the 2023 season for formulas and touring cars. So it's good to get some fresh faces on board, and definitely be happy to see what we can do here with Blacko. So keep an eye on him through the end of the race. But we'll jump back to the front now. So Breeder's out front still with a 3.3 second lead. This is definitely a very good signing here by Robbo. He's done an awesome job here signing Breeder, because he's put out early, mate. Look at him. He's got a 3.3 second gap. He's holding that buffer there to Patasso. But lap 7 of 46, drivers do have to complete 12 laps on the mandatory tyres. So I think Breeder may be going for an alternate strategy here for Pitasso. So he hasn't really made use of those softs as probably much as what he would want to. Granted that Breeder's put in a faster lap than Pitasso has, and he's on a harder compound, so that's definitely interesting. But Mash Spuds are making an early charge here. We've got Trappett and Pitasso in the two of the Mash Spud cars. Trappett going on a personal best, so nice to see there. Drivers setting PBs and stuff, and pretty consistent lap times there from Trappett as well, with constant 22s. So, and there's his first 21, so good work there from Trappett. So John here down in 4th place in the number 95 It's Racing car. And I wonder how much it'll burn. How much is it burning you, Jarman, that you're not in the 95 and you're still on the same piece of tarmac that the other cars are. We've got Ando here as well for WTC Racing in the 787. So he's doing a very solid job there with the top 5 at the moment. So we'll wait and see on how that pans out. First of the CP cars in O'Shea here in the number 50 in 6th place. Just going through the bus stop there. Setting constant 22s, 23s. So they're roughly about on time, on par here with each other. But yeah, that's definitely a good signing there for Robbo, with Breeder leading the charge at the moment. The second WTC Racing here with Wade down in 7th. First of the ISA Esports cars in Costa Rock. And again, my apologies if I am pronouncing that incorrectly. If I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, please let me know, and I'll see if I can adjust myself for round 2. So we got Mr. Harcourt, Craig Harcourt down here in 9th. And fun fact for you, he is sponsored by Auto 1, I believe. Yeah, he is. So that's actually Adam Marjoram's sponsor in real life. So I believe he's good mates with Adam, who used to race in the Super 2 series, the V8 Utes and stuff like that in real life. So I believe he come up with a bit of an agreement there, and he posts him in some stuff on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. So he's doing a solid job. Calypso down here in 10th in the other ISO Esports car, and the first of the WRT runners in Old Man here in 11th. So look, I think, you know, I think if I remember correctly, Old Man and Milky are father and son. So please correct me if I'm wrong. I do remember that I think they are. But we've got Milky here on his second full-time season here for Trackstars in the WRT car. Pretty new design there for WRT. We'll get a bit of an on look at that. It's gone for a pretty distinct colour change from the black and red straight edge excavations Melbourne machine to a lot of green. Just green and gold. Oh, that's in the wall. He was lucky to keep that out of the wall there. Tasso's jumped in. Look at those tyres. Those tyres are really worn on the rears. Wow, that's massive. That's interesting on those tyres there. So I wonder where he'll come out. I'm thinking he'll come out. It is a 30-second give or take pit window by the time you enter, by the time you exit. So he will come out here in 9th, in front of Calypso and behind Harcourt. So it'll definitely be interesting on what he can do here on the medium. So he has chosen the mediums, and it'll just be interesting to see on how far he can go on the medium. So here, Woods has hit the wall again. He's got more front aero damage. So Woods is not having the best time at the moment. So he's opted to run with the damage. I'm assuming he's going to get to his 12 laps, and he's going to run around here for 3 more laps, get to his 12 and just say, get me off these tyres. Hit on lap 13, chuck on some softs and just run softs to the end. So, well, if that was me, you know, I'd try and be doing a bit of a recovery drive there. So, very unfortunate there for the reigning champion in Dan Woods. So, probably not what you want to see. And I know Woods himself would not be happy with that at all, but that's racing, I guess, and a bit unfortunate, but it's good to see him back on the grid, and it's been a long time, fella. It's been a long time since I spoke to him. We're going back out to the front here. We've got Breeder with a 9.2 second gap over Trappett. got Griffin in the chat. We do have Griffin. He had a good race in F3. He had a solid race there. He's taken off the race suit in the pits for WTC, and he's jumped in the garage to support his boys on with the rest of the lads down there. So they did a solid race in there in F3, and time for them to have a little bit of a break and support the boys on for next week. But Trappett's used a little bit more tyres than what Breeder has. So going to be interesting. Ooh, Shepherd with a half-second penalty, so he must have cut the bus stop a little bit there. He's going to lose a position there to Ando. So a bit unfortunate, not really what kind of John wants, but as you said, it's a long race, and we'll definitely wait and see what happens. Shepherd has used a bit more tyre, but I think anyone who knows Ando can save tyres. He's very good at saving tyres and making them last. So racing against Ando, he makes tyres last quite a lot, and quite a lot compared to what some other people can do. So it's interesting to see. Unfortunately, I don't have that same luxury because I am on a controller when I do race. But yeah, it's interesting to see what you can do on the tyre wear and stuff like that from controller to wheel. But we've got Kaizen. Kaizen's in the MSR garage as well, cheering on Trappett and Patasso. So he might be on the radio saying, "Come on, boys, get it home, get us some silverware." But not too bad start here from Trappett. I know if he wants to, he's on the charge for the championship, and Shepherd was a little bit iffy about getting home tonight, and I just go, "Mate," I said, "if you can't get home, let me know and I'll jump in." And he goes, No, I don't want to race." So we'll. It'll definitely be a good one come to the touring cars, because you do have some different driver lineups and stuff for different cars and teams, so it'll be good to see. We've got Shepherd there in 4th, O'Shea in 5th. We'll see what this time here is. Breeder to Trappett, we've got 5.7 seconds, so he's pulled a bit of time here out of Breeder. Maybe Breeder might be saving a bit of fuel, because as we know, regulations state that you aren't allowed to refuel at any point during the race. If you do, you do get penalised. So we don't like giving penalties out, but if they got to be dealt, they got to be dealt. Rules are rules, and rules are not there to be broken. So I think we'll be expecting some of the boys in on the medium tyres in the next probably lap or two, and just wait and see what they're doing. So Woodsy will probably be pitting at the end of this lap. We'll keep an eye on him here, but Patasso here. Oh, he's got some front aero damage as well, so he's run into the wall somewhere on his last lap. Go back to Woodsy, see where he's at. He's coming here through turn 13. Catching the back of Old Man, who also has damage. So the good old Watkins Glen definitely paying tribute here. Woodsy coming into the pits, as I said. So he may change a bit of tyre strategy and how he's going to work. But those tyres there are worn. See what Milky comes out of. My guess is the soft, but Hot Rod here, which is Blacko, he has passed Milky, Old Man and Woods. So we'll wait and see on what happens here. But Milky has gone on to the softs. We got Old Man here onto the hards. Interesting. Maybe he's trying to run the longest stint. Oh, we got some lappers coming through. Ooh, that was scary. That was scary there for Wade. Who's the next one? Woodsy. Looks like he's crossed the pit exit line. GT in-game penalties doing their wonders there for us. So Woodsy's actually jumped Old Man in the pit lane. So we'll be interesting. So I'll just run through. Ooh, Patasso's in. I wonder if this was a scheduled pit stop or it was just fixing that damage. He's also got a half-second penalty, so I'm assuming he's got a corner cut. I'm not too sure where, but this track, you can get one on the exit of one. coming up here into the bus stop. These camera views are pain in my butt. If you do shortcut the bus stop in any way, shape or form, and if you run too wide to the left here, you will get a half-second penalty. And coming out of turn 12 and out of the last corner. Oh, that was so scary there for Patasso in the 32 Mashbard racing car. We'll jump back up to the front now with Breeder. He's still on those mediums, still running strong out in front. 3.7 seconds to trap it, who's actually going to lose a bit of time there because he does have a penalty. You might want to be careful here because he is coming under threat from Ando. And it looks like O'Shea's jumped in the pits, Shepard's jumped in the pits. He's got a 3-second penalty, but O'Shea has potentially jumped Shepard in the pits. I'm not too sure where they were when they went in, but first of your runners to hit the pits is O'Shea. So 33 seconds there to Breeder. He will come out roughly about 3 seconds behind. Trapper's here jumping into the pits now. Those mediums are definitely very worn on that number 45. Won't lie, I do much prefer how much of the track we can use at Watkins, mate. It is fantastic. The amount of track limits you can use at Watkins Glen on iRacing is actually kind of a bit worrying. But hey, if the limits are there to be used, we're going to find them and we're going to use them. So where does Trapper come out here in front of O'Shea? It's roughly about 4.5 seconds to trap it. So a lot of time was lost there in that pit sequence, I think. O'Shea's here on a PB. He's jumped onto the medium, so he's on the same compound, but they're fresh tyres. So the wind direction has changed again. It is 1.7 as a headwind into the bus stop. That's because the racing rules in the NASCAR book is about 2 sentences long. Wait, I haven't seen the NASCAR rulebook, but mate, if you're saying it's 2 sentences long, I think we need to go race NASCAR. Breeder here has jumped in the pits. Question is, will he follow him? Bonjuve's gone around again, so he's going to jump him in the pit sequence, but Woodsy here has been lapped. If it's paved, it's fair grip. If it's paved, it's fair game. You can drive anywhere, you can get grip. Hey, if that's the case, they'll be dry. I think I actually remember having them at Watkins. They did run out nearly to the fence. So where's Trappert come out and self-policing of inches? So Trappert's actually closed the gap now. He's 0.9 behind Breeder. So that undercut there has definitely worked in his favour. He's really gaining time. Breeder's jumped onto the hards and Trappert's gone onto the mediums again. So there's no restriction on tyres on what you have to run in what stint. So you can run medium, medium, soft, or a medium, hard, soft, or a hard, hard, soft, or a soft, soft, hard, or soft, soft, medium, however you want to run. But the mandatory tyre and mandatory ruling is 12 laps minimum on a medium or hard tyre. Wow, Woodsy here he's got damage again. So that's very interesting here. I don't think that's something that that he would want to do. So that's very unfortunate there from the reigning champion. And I don't think it's kind of really where you'd be expecting the number one from CP Motorsports. Bonjuve's jumped in the pits. So he's jumped on the mediums and he'll come off those and we'll wait and see. My assumption will be the soft, but this is definitely the battle we'll be wanting to see here, is the battle between Breeder and Trappert. But what can Breeder do on those hards compared to Trappert on the mediums? That's definitely going to be an interesting one to wait and find out. 5 seconds back, we've got O'Shea in the other CP car, and Shepherd 4.1 behind him. Oh, Trappin here has passed Breeder for the lead, so he hasn't used any overtake. So that's a new leader there in the car number 45. I wonder if the wind there has caused some havoc there for Breeder. I'm not too sure. I wonder. Yeah, that's right, Jarman. A impressive debut so far for WTC Racing. You've got Wade in 5th and Ando in 6th. So, you know, we might be seeing some new contenders here for the teams championship if they can keep it on the track and see how they go. But we've got ISA Esports here in Costa Rock in the 55. He's doing a solid job in P7. We'll find where Calypso is. He's down here in P11. So probably not where ISA Esports really want to see their second driver, but it is Calypso's second year in full-time running for Trackstars, I believe. And for Calypso, if some of you people don't know, he is actually paralysed on one side. So he's got a custom-made wheel on a Logitech. So yeah, he's definitely doing an awesome job. And you know, if anyone says that something's impossible, mate, I can tell you it's definitely not. But we'll wait and see what they got here. But unfortunately, the WRT guys here are down in 12th and 13th, which is probably not where Warpath wants to see his boys. But you know, it's their first full-time season, so we'll wait and see what they can do. Milky coming in here, changing tyres. Not too sure if this will be a planned stop or what's happening here, but Woodsy's dropped down into 14th, so that's probably not where he wants to be. That's very unfortunate there. At the moment, I think I prefer being in the combox. Hey, Jarman, jump out of the safety car, come up here in the combox with me. It's pretty fantastic up here at the moment. But we've also here at Trackstars, we just got our new website launched. It is on the window banner there of the safety car, www.trackstarsracing.com. So head over there, you'll see all the info for the series, some links and stuff and results, photos of the cars and everything there. So that's up and running for this year, and Jarman will keep track of that, and we'll see on how that goes. But yeah, definitely going to be a good year for Trackstars. I feel I just got that, you know, feeling in my jellies is the saying, I think. But Pat, trap it out in front here with a 2.8 lead over Breeder. And O'Shea has closed down that gap to Breeder just so slightly. Someone say combox. Luke, let me know if you want, mate, and I'll jump over into the combox and we can have a bit of a chat. But yeah, it's been a pretty interesting race so far. See you on lap 41, mate. Never say never. Anything is possible here, but the Formula gods may come out to play. Milky being lapped here by Bonjuve, I think it's Bonjuve. So yeah, WTC Racing having a solid performance in debut here. I'm pretty sure that Snappers or Wade, who's actually in the car, he'll be pretty happy to see. Solid start there, but by the looks of it, they're actually the highest rated team at the moment, because they're in 5 and 6, and there's no other kind of team pairing at the moment that's close together or close by. I think the next one you've got is Patasso and Trappett for Mash Spuds, and then Breeder and Harcourt for Robo Sport, and then it's racing with John and Blacko. So I don't know if Blacko kind of really wants his season to start like this, but he's currently on the back of Harcourt here, but he's just come into the pits. Looking at the fuel numbers, going to be short. Going to be a few teams short of fuel. That is a good thing to see, because we aren't about halfway. We aren't even halfway yet, and Trappett's used extra fuel than probably what he's after. Breeder as well. O'Shea's used about half. Shepherd's used half. Bonjuve's used half. Endo half. Costa half. Patasso half. Rusty. Harcourt is the driver so far in the pack that hasn't used as much fuel as everyone else. Blackman half. Calypso just over half. Milky half. Old man's got plenty of fuel. And Woodsy here. And just quickly, while I jump over into the com box for Mr. Luke. My good old friend, Mr. Luke, how you going, my friend? It's a pretty good sight up here in the combox, isn't it? Yeah, it's been a good race so far, so we'll definitely wait and see what happens here. I think I may have an echo now. I'll have to adjust the sound. But yeah, so far your team with Breeders doing a pretty solid job here on debut in P2.
Yeah, indeed. You know, it's well, you know, Robo picked a good guy to join our team, and I'm surprised as well. You know, he's up there. Honestly, I haven't been keeping track of the Robo Sport cam for a while. I've been busy on other platforms, but yeah, it's quite a surprise. You know, Robo Sport back in form. It's very good to see.
Yeah, it has been a while. Oh, he's actually got damage here as well. So he's got some front splitter and left front suspension damage. So that's probably not what he wants at this point of the race.
Commentator's curse.
Yeah, he's got O'Shea right behind him here. So maybe this might come into play if he runs the softs or what's going to happen here. But Trappett will be wanting that damage there, so he can just have an early charge away. But you know, never say never, and it's never over till the fat lady sings. So we'll wait and see what happens with this.
About halfway through the race, 23 laps out of 46. Oh, rather 25.
Yeah, we've just gone 25 laps, so we're just over halfway. So Brady's in here, he's fixed that damage, and he's going to be dropping to about he's going to be dropping to 5th place, so him and Shepherd will come out in line of where they are. Yeah, he's put another set of soft shoes on, and he's going to run another set of softs and see if he can close that gap to Breeder. But mate, as you were saying, Jarman, so far for the WTC racing crew, they're doing an awesome job here in third and fourth.
Yeah, it's important to keep those laps consistent to avoid any mistakes. Like, it's very easy with these super formula cars to, catch an oversteering moment and put in the wall.
Yeah, give him a old bit of Luke luck, eh? Just like what we say.
Yeah, Luke luck. Yeah, maybe that rubbed onto Ed as well.
Might be driver of the day nominees. Maybe we'll wait and see. But yeah, I'm certain that Ando and I try to pronounce his last name, but I just want to call him Wade because I know what his first name is. But he's doing a solid performance here, and I would like to see what Rita can do from his recovery drive. But at the moment, we've got Trappert out in front with a 9.7 second gap over O'Shea. So I think this will definitely give Trappert a bit of a confidence boost here. And obviously, he had a bit of wasn't kind of the best qualifying, but it's a long race. It's a 250k race. We've gone longer this year as well, so we've added 50k's onto the race. But yeah, who's your money, Monopoly money on to win there, Luke?
Well, I mean, Pat's got a good, comfortable gap. Does he have to do one more stop until the end?
Yeah, he won't make it on that set of tyres, so we'll have to probably stop once, maybe twice. But he hasn't used any softs either. He's just run medium so far. So I think he'll, depending on what he can get out of these, he may run one more set of mediums and then a soft. So it's probably looking roughly about a 3-stop race.
3-stop race. Oh yeah, I've also noticed they updated the tire model along the way. So even though on the graphic it looks like the tires are dying of death really quickly, it's just the graphic is an indicator of how much grip you have before they fall off a cliff per se. So when the tires are fully red, they fall off that cliff and you don't want to be in that space. So a lot of these guys have got a lot of grip available to them, and it isn't what it seems. In other words.
Yeah, they definitely broke the tyre model in one of the latest races. As you were saying, you can have all this red on the tyre, but the tyre will still be punching out the same in lap times. And then, as you said, you'll have all the grip in the world, and then all of a sudden, the next lap, your car will just be nothing. So it's definitely not what you kind of really want on a driver's perspective in regards to tyre wear and tyre usage and tyre levels and stuff, because when we're on iRacing, we rely heavily on the percentage of tyres and stuff like that. So it's definitely something that drivers kind of really rely on where they're at and the grips and how hard they can push.
Yeah, considering Watkins Glen is a high-speed, very high-flying track, the tires are going to heat up very quickly. So you just want all that grip you can get, all that tire life you can squeeze out, and try to make the furthest distance with the less possible time in the pits to get that result that everyone's hoping for in the end.
That's actually another interesting one, is the track layout. As much as people might think it's a low downforce, it's actually a medium to high. So, I was running with a low downforce setup for the track preview, and the car just I was getting really loose on quarter exit. So yeah, it's a medium to high downforce track. Same as iRacing as well. Most of the tunes there, they do run nearly max wing, so it's kind of interesting and not really something you'd expect from the track. The kind of track layout that it is.
Yeah, it's got two very long straights, but one short chute and boot. Yeah, and you might think, it'd be good to run a low downforce, but really, those high-speed corners, you need all the downforce you can get to make those tires last through the corner and last through the race. Otherwise, you're just really losing performance.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. We got O'Shea coming in here with the the number 50 CP car, and that pushes Endo up into P2, and Bon Juve, which is Wade for the other WTC racing car, that'll push him up into third. But I'm curious to see. We'll just have an eye on here on what O'Shea is going for tyres. So he's gone for the medium. So I reckon he'll do one more medium stint, and then he'll run another soft. So where does he come out in regards to Shepherd? He's just in front, but Shepherd's on hot or soft. So, but Shepherd's used nearly all of his overtake. Wow, that's quite a lot of usage there.
Yeah, but we might have a battle here, so let's keep track of it. Oh, look at that. Purple sector.
Oh, that's a good spotting there from Jarman. Breeder's dropped down here into 10, so he's dropped out of the 8. I wonder what's happened here. He's done a 142, so and then a 140, so it looks like he may have maybe hit the wall somewhere. I'm not really sure, but that's probably not something that that Breeder or Robert want for debut. He was looking so strong for the win. That was definitely my monopoly money was definitely going to go to Breeder for the win, but not, you know, with what's that, 27 laps to go, no, 17, 18 laps to go. It's definitely, you know, it could be anyone's race here at the moment, but you know, it's looking very positive to be Pat's race.
Yeah, I think my Luke luck has been amplified with me in the commentary box, multiplying that commentator's curse. I'm so sorry, Ed.
The good old Luke luck that we got in the 12-hour and on our racing game, but yeah, I guess that's kind of something that, you know, he might be trying to push the car a little bit, and it's not really kind of responding to him as much. So it'll be definitely interesting. But the other thing is, Ando and Trappert have used nearly roughly about the same amount of tyre here, so it'll definitely be a what's the old saying of who's going to be the Mickey Mouse to jump first, monkey to jump first. So who's going to be the monkey to pull the bananas first?
Yeah, but Ando's got quite a big gap to make up to bring the fight to Pat. But as everyone knows, Ando has a reputation of being an absolute beast. You know, in any car he's driving, he's always up there. He's always quick. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little fight towards the end of this race.
Yeah, and you know, they both probably have one more stop to go. I don't think Ando will be able to get to the end on those tyres with another 17 laps, 16 laps. I'm never good with like counting because of the extra lap, but I believe it's 16. So yeah, he's pulled a couple of seconds here out of Pat, but you know, Pat can't use overtake. Ando can, but he doesn't have much left.
Yeah, there'll be a proper shootout to the end on the soft tires, so definitely exciting things coming up.
So we'll just do a bit of a run through the grid here with 31 laps completed of the 46 race of round 1 here of the Formula Track Stars Championship. We've got Trappert out in first with a 15.7 second lead over Ando in the WTC Racing. We got Bon Juve in the other WTC racing car in third, O'Shea in the first CP car in fourth, Shepherd in the first ITS racing car in fifth, Kosterok in ITS of ISA Esports in sixth, so he's made a position up there. Patasso's actually dropped down the order in the other Mash Smart racing car. So P8 we've got Harcourt, P9 we've got Blacko, who's actually just about to be lapped by Trappert, so that's probably not something that he wants, but you know, anything's possible here with, you know, a 30-second pit interval and then losing time with some laps. But Breeder here down in 10th, Calypso in 11th. The other thing as well, Luke, here is we've got Woodsy down here in 12th, so he's definitely had a bit of a rough race for his return to the Formula Track Stars grid.
Yeah, definitely rough for Woodsy. You know, definitely don't expect him to be there, but he is a replacement for as a part-time driver. I think Chase, Mr. CP himself, is looking for a full-time driver to take Woodsy's place for the rest of the season. So, bit of strife in the CP camp.
Yeah, we had Mr. Campbell in here, a little bit earlier. So Yeah, I wonder what Chase will be expecting here at camp. So fingers crossed he can, but if not, he may have to reach out to your camp and the Robbo Sport races. You know, you never know. Go on, Lukey, go and make a bit of a cameo appearance in the CP garage.
Oh, you never know, Mr. D-Day. You never know. But we've like the RSR camp. We have plenty of other drivers that are better than me at the moment. So I'll probably be the last resort, the very last.
You never know. We might see Mr. Robbo there. You know, anything's possible. But I'm sure that Chase is still hunting for drivers in the other CP Motorsports cars. So if there's any drivers out there that are watching that are eligible or want to race in F2 and try and be eligible, join the Discord. Let us know. Ask Chase. He'll pop the question out there. And, we'll see how you go. But yeah, race is definitely not what I expected with some people and where they end up compared to where they qualified.
Yeah, it's very much early days, you know, start of the season. Everyone's refreshed from the very exciting last year we had. And definitely, you know, especially for the new teams, you know, they just start out. They've got a lot of time to get up to speed, get up to pace, make those setups work with each track. So very early days.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously with WTC Racing, the newest team on the block, as they say, he's doing a solid job here, and Ando's about to go into the lead here while Trappett's in the pits. So Trappett was the first monkey here, but he's got just on that'll be 13 laps to go. The question is, will those softs last 13 laps? I'm not too sure they will. It'd definitely be tight, but we'll definitely wait and see. But I don't reckon Ando will be able to get to the end on those mediums, because that left rear is definitely copped the beating.
Yeah, very touch and go with these tires, but very touch and go. And if Ando pits, you'll still have that 10-second gap to Pat. So I wonder if Ando will do some strategical thinking and find a strategy in there to get the advantage over Pat.
Yeah, I think because it's a 30 seconds, so he was 14 seconds ahead. Oh, sorry, no, it was about 19 seconds. He's come out 7.4 on the line. So that pit sequence is definitely can essentially bite you in the butt in a sense. But we've got a battle here for second. So O'Shea's battling here with Wade, but Trappett's on the back of this as well. So
three-way fight for the podium.
Here we go. We've got Ando in the pits now too, so he'll lose that lead. But we've got
this will be fight for the lead.
Yeah, this is a fight for first here. So we've got Wade on the worn mediums, O'Shea on the new softs, and Trappett on the new softs. So my guess is O'Shea and Trappett are going to run to the end. But interesting here is Shepherd has come out in fourth, but he's on all softs, so he's going to have to make another stop. He won't make it to the end of those tyres. I'll be expecting him to come in the next lap or two as he goes purple. But yeah, this is definitely an interesting fight here from the start. But I think Trappett just needs to really buy his time here, because he's really only worried at the moment is O'Shea in front of him. But he's got all his overtake to use, and Ando isn't really a threat to him at the moment with what would be 11 laps to go at the end of this.
Yeah, I wasn't really expecting O'Shea to be in the net lead, but that's quite the surprise, honestly.
Yeah, he's definitely played it smart with that strategy there. So I think if he can't battle Trappett, because obviously we know the tyre wear is on 3 times, so I don't know if the dirty air or dirtiness is what Trappett wants. So Wade's jumping in the pits now. Oh, that was so close.
Oh. That was very close. That pit entrance is really scuffed, because it's right on the racing line, and you get close ones like those. Oh.
Yeah. In saying that though, Wade did pull out very early. As soon as he hung to the right, didn't go to the left, he slowed down. But yeah, that's going to be interesting. So Ando's jumped up here into third. So there's 16 seconds to pack. So at the moment, I think this will be a battle for O'Shea and Trapper to the lead. So I'm just worried on how much those softs are going to wear behind.
Yeah, I was expecting Ando, Mr. Trapper to be together, but turns out to be O'Shea and Trapper. So, and Mr. Shepherd and Mr. Wade, they're both in the pits on fresh set of tires, I assume.
Yeah, well, Patasso here, he's on worn mediums. I don't know if he's going to make it to the end either, but Shepherd's just come out just in front. So I think as well, being 25 seconds here, we may see Kosterov jump up into 6th place. So that's going to be interesting. And you've got Blackman right behind him. So this will probably be a battle for 6th place when Patasso comes out of the pits as well.
Yeah, indeed. Like,
Trapper's lost a lot of time here to O'Shea. So O'Shea's just put in the fastest lap with a 19.05.
well, that's pretty quick.
and Trap's done a 19.4 on soft. So O'Shea's done that on medium. So yeah, that's interesting.
On mediums even. Cool.
Yeah.
That is properly quick.
Oh, he's just gone purple again through the first sector. So O'Shea's definitely on for something here.
Oh, looks like in the YouTube chat there's a little vote for driver of the day between Mr. O'Shea, Mr. Trappit, Ando, and Wade. So if you want to put your vote in, hop on the YouTube chat. The survey will be there. Just put in your vote. And all 4 of those drivers, you know, they all equally deserve that driver of the day because they've been consistent. You know, they haven't made any mistakes. But if, honestly, you know, Mr. Trappit, he's having a good day. He's there. He's right in the fight for the lead. Just for all, and looks like he's going around the outside. Oh wow!
I don't know. Is this planned? This is interesting.
I was not expecting O'Shea to pit, really.
I wasn't either. If it was me, I would have run to the end on those. But that pit usage is definitely probably something that he doesn't want. But this is going to be close when he comes out.
Yeah, between O'Shea and Ando, and
wow, that's really harsh.
That's really unexpected.
Yeah, I really did not expect O'Shea here to pit there. He's actually come out 1.3 in front of Von Juve. I don't know if it's Von Juve or Von Juve, or I don't know how to explain it. I'll ask him and see on how to pronounce it. But yeah, what would that be? That would be an overcut on Wade. But yeah, there's a soft. So we've got a soft battle to the lead. So
yeah, it's a soft shootout to the end.
I think Trappit here can just really save his tyres. You know, put in some consistent laps and just aim for a target. You know. There's not really a need to punch out any hard laps. Oh no! Bon Juve's hit the wall here. He's had a massive moment there. He's got some aero damage front and front left, so he's dropping down the back, and that's promoting everyone else up. So that's definitely something that I don't think he would have wanted.
That's probably rough. On a fresh Kolsev softs, you know, that's rough. Probably rough. Definitely a lot of unexpected things happening. Yeah.
Yeah, the good old Formula track stars paying their respects, and we got 2.5 more laps until we go green to the end. No more safety car with 5 laps to go. So when the leader starts lap 41, that will not be any more safety cars. So yeah, 2 MSR cars in the top 5, but yeah, he's just had to come into the pits. Keep an eye here, because this battle may be an interesting one to keep an eye on where they come out in comparison to Patasso. I think it'll be close, but it might not be enough. Oh, 3-second penalty there for Patasso, so that's a pit lane cross.
Indeed it is. That's not ideal for Mr. Potato Head. Having a potato moment.
Blackman here battling here with Costa. He's just taking that position there into the bus stop, so that's nice work there. But this is definitely not what Nick wants. That 3-second penalty turned into roughly about 4 to 4.5 because of the time it takes for the car to get back up to speed, and he doesn't have much overtake left.
Indeed, yeah, Wade will be right on his back. Same for Mr. Blackman. He'll be very close.
We got Aussie Hypnotic in the chat as well, saying he's mashed now. He just turned himself from a baked potato to a mashed potato. Yeah, nice move there from Blackman, the 14th racing car. Front here. Getting on. Whereabouts is Woodsy here? He's got P12. The 19.5, he's just under 19.1, so he's starting to slowly find some pace, but I think it's a little bit too late for Mr. Woods. But you know, hats off to him for coming back into the series. You know, he wasn't in for it, and he's making a bit of a cameo appearance. So we'll see how he goes with this one. But yeah, Breeders.
Yeah, very much on short notice for Mr. Woodsy. Probably didn't have enough practice to get up to pace. He's probably using this session as practice, but oh well, that's how it is sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. We've got Breeder up here into 9, so he's jumped into the top 10. Hunting down Gloucesteron, but they're both on hard, so it'll be interesting to see is Trappets coming through to lap Breeder, which is interesting because earlier in the race, these two were fighting for position.
Yeah, and now. Wow, it's just really unpredictable, really. And Pat, he has quite the dominant gap at the moment, so unless he keeps it together, he'll be good for that win.
Yeah, I think, as I said, you know, he's just punching in some consistent laps. He can see that 11-second buffer there. You know, he's hardly used overtake, so he's got that if he does come under pressure from the end, though, and he does get past. But yeah, he's punching out 20s, 21s, but yeah, at the moment, I think that consistent laps might not be enough for him to catch him.
So. Yeah, I mean, he's probably familiar, because with the Cosworth wheel on the Super Formula car, it's the exact same wheel that's used on the LMP2 car, and considering he has a lot of experience in the LMP2 car and iRacing, he's probably very much at home with that car.
Yeah, it actually is. It is the same. It's funny there. But yeah, I think he's definitely at home, and I do know that he's wanting to try and get that number 1.
And looks like we have Mr. Robotic Voice in the com box, Mr. Jamadalitz.
Hey guys, thought I'd join in for the last 5 laps of this one.
Yeah, it's been a bit splashy there in the mid pack, roughly about lap 35 or so. They were fighting for the lead a bit there.
Yeah, it's certainly been following along while sitting in the safety car, but
yeah, it must be quite hot in there.
The guys thought I'd jump out and come join in the commentary box.
Beautiful.
A couple of drivers have gone into the red zone, so that's 10 litres of fuel when it goes in the red. So we've got Trappett in the red, Mache in the red, Natasa in the red. Yeah. That fuel usage there from Harcourt there, he's still got a quarter of a tank. That's some massive fuel usage there.
Yeah. Did someone tell him that he can use all of the fuel?
Well, you guys did decide to find that extra bit of fuel, so...
The 75 litres would have only got you to about lap 30, maybe 31. so we had to do some bit more testing during the week, and we had to raise the fuel level by 15 litres. So you weren't going to make it to the end. 75 litres, so we did have to adjust it. And as I did say earlier, we have added 50 k's to the race, which is hence why the up fuel usage too. So.
Fair enough.
Breeder here has got some more damage too, so he's probably be liking that.
And that's going to be a 3-second penalty as well right there.
Yeah, getting touchy with the lane. Change of tyres as well. Probably too nice set of softs.
So he's lost that position there to Hardcore, and that's definitely a bit of a solid overlap there from Hardcore. Nice position grab there for him. Mate, this pit lane escapade, it's a sucker for time usage. That's crazy.
Yeah. Very long pit lane, very long pit times.
He's come out 22 seconds behind Hardcore. And he was 8 seconds in front. So yeah, that's about 30 seconds. That's crazy. That's wow. So Trappett here has got a 4.6 second gap over Ando. Ando is pushing quite considerably. Those tyres of the rear there of Ando are roughly about a little bit less worn than Trappett's, but as I said before, Trappett doesn't really need to push for 18th or 19th. He's just kind of really hitting some marks, and I bet the crew chief down there. But I reckon Kaiser's probably in there saying, mate, you can aim for these laps and just do this, and then you'll be right. So yeah, he's 3.5 second lap with a lap and a half to go.
Ando's just going to run out of time there to catch Trappett, but certainly giving it his best in the last few laps. Of course, the time gap coming down, maybe he can hope that maybe Trappett makes a mistake under pressure on the last couple of laps, especially on worn tyres.
This is just raw pace as well, because obviously Trappett can't use overtake, but Ando doesn't have any left, so he's punching out between 1 to 2 seconds faster than that.
Yeah, well, he's got about 2 laps, or even less than 2 laps to go, really. And
coming around the last corner now for the second last time, and Mr. Trappett starts here, the final lap of the Formula Track Stars round 1 here at the United States Grand Prix. So at the moment, he's got a 2.5 second lead to Ando, but the question is, what will that time be at the end of the lap? Can he bring that down?
he'll have to go on all stops, use all that little bit of white on that real left of his tires just to push those for those extra seconds, just to possibly just close that gap up to Pat Trappett. But I must say, Pat Trappett, he's been quite dominant this whole race. Well, certainly in the second half, he's been keeping mistake free. Same with Ando in the WTC car. As Pat Trappett, he's coming around the final few corners. He was anonymous toward the start in the mid-pack, but drivers in the front making mistakes, hitting the wall. He's putting those consistent laps and comes home first. And with Ando right behind him with a good debut for WTC. Woodsy, day to forget. O'Shea, third place on the podium for CP. Mr. Shepherd coming around the final corner. Top 5 for the It's Racing camp. Look at that, waving in joy and excitement. and Mr. Potato Man himself, Nick Potasso, coming around the final few corners. Oh, Match Spuds Racing. Oh, look that speed. Oh, weaving like a little happy boy he is. To bring it home in the top 5. Mr. Wade in the WTC C car. A good, very good race for him. Mr. Blackman in P7.
Nice recovery drive there from Blackman because he was down there in 15th.
Yeah, very good recovery drive indeed. P8 for Mr. Costa
Rock.
Costa Rock.
Craig Harcourt in P9 for the Rubber Sport in your old car, actually, the number 22. So I bet you probably had to dust a bit of the cobwebs off there in that one. Breeder as well in the other Rubber Sport racing car. Probably not the start that Robbo wants, coming home in P9 and P10, but I guess that's kind of racing. But yeah, Calypso in the other ISA Esports car in P11. Dan Wood in P12. Old Man P13. Milky P14 and Jarman Dallas down there in the safety car in P15. But mate, look at that tyre usage from Pat. There is literally 0 usage on that left rear. That is ridiculous.
There's nothing in that. He made those tyres last and it paid off really well. I must say, considering it was a very clean safety car free race indeed, and wow, what a season ahead we've got.
Yeah, there's going to definitely be an interesting season if the first race is delivered like this. The 45 and the 787. So yeah, that's solid driving there from Pat. I definitely didn't expect it at all. But he, as you said, put in the consistent laps and gave it in that never give up attitude, which is what we've kind of got. But yeah, it's been an interesting race so far, but yeah, big ups to the number 45 there, and that'll be your current championship leader in Pat Trappett after round 1. So big work there, and good old Neil on his race jacket.
Beautiful
Track Stars mascot. Good old Neil. So that is Adam. Adam Weller's little black cat, Mr. Neil. So he's the Track Stars mascot. So
at Neil Says Meow. Follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, that was a solid race there from the boys. It was clean. From what I could see, there might have been a bit of a kerfuffle at lap 1, but yeah, it's definitely a good race there. But how did that race there go for you, Jarman? What did you think about that race one?
Variables in play there, and of course we had Brader coming out at the start, flying out of the blocks, and thought that he was going to take the win there, but then Trappett, of course, came through. He had a really great run there, kept it nice and consistent, and as you see firsthand, consistency pays off at the end of the day. In these long races, you've sort of got to have the speed to go with the consistency, keep it on the track, and be there at the end.
Yeah, he's done a very solid job there. But we may see one of us three on the track this year. We'll wait and see, because as far as I remember, I don't think John likes the wet. So we'll wait and see on on how that goes. But yeah, it's big ups to the boys there. Pretty clean race, and nice. Yeah, as you said, safety car free. Solid work, and thank you boys for joining me in the combox. It was definitely a good ending, and it got a bit spicy there in the middle.
Yeah, thanks for having me for 5 laps, and don't know if you've mentioned it already, but our driver of the day vote went to Pat Trappett, of course, our winner. So congratulations to him on that, and driver of the day today.
Yeah, with 55% of the vote, that's quite a dominant performance on track and in the polling booth.
Yeah, good work there from Trappett. Hats off all round, mate, and you can hold that trophy high there. And thank you to everyone else for joining us in chat from Jarman, Kaizen, sorry, not Kaizen, Brian, Aussie. I did see Mr. Campbell pop in, Griffo as well. Big ups to all the drivers, and thank you again from myself, Ryan Palmer, Luke Hayden, which is Lurox22, and Jarman Dallas, which is It's Racing. So catch us again for round 2 of the Formula Track Stars from what I believe is Interlagos on the 26th of February. Next weekend we also have the F3? No, not the F3. We have we have main series and F2 from Interlagos on the 26th of February. So catch us then for the Brazilian Grand Prix, and once again, thank you very much, and join the Discord, give us a follow, subscribe, and